Morning, YouTube. Hey, today's project is we're gonna make a little love in the shop. Now don't get all crazy when I'm making that kind of love. I'm making a love sign out of horseshoes. Horseshoes are pretty cool. You can make all kinds of different projects with them. They're pretty cheap to buy. I was making some out of used ones and it's just too hard to clean them. It takes too long. I'm just buying new ones, buy them by the case. Pick the place that I go to, they actually give me a discount. I'm buying them by the case, so they're about $1.75 a piece, so pretty affordable. So I'm going to show you how to make a little love in the hot wrench fabrication shop. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is what I'm using. It's a Zero Light. They come in all kinds of different sizes. This one was a number 2, 20 pairs, so you get 40 shoes in a case. Started going with the Zero Light. It seems to be a pretty good size. Kind of like the pattern in there. They make different patterns too. You can get a groove that goes all the way around, a little bit thicker, a little bit smaller. So this is what I ended up going with. It's pretty easy to lay out the letters. What I did on this is I actually stuck it in my press. Squeezed it down a little bit. I'm going to make the hearts out of this one. You can do it in a vise. You can just beat them with a hammer. No biggie, whatever you want to do. But basically, I'm going to take the square or the so what I'm going to do is put a little straight line on here for my heart and cut that up. And the first one, you want to kind of guesstimate a little bit where you want it. Using one of these little porta-bands, this thing is awesome. I made the stand for it. You guys can see that from there. This just works really slick for cutting this kind of stuff. All right, half a heart. That describes me. I only got half a heart. So you take that, put it up against the other one, make a mark, and you will have 2 exact sizes. Boom, got a heart. That's simple. All right, work on the L. So it's nice to be able to use some of the extra pieces. These are all a bunch of leftover pieces from some of the other ones I've made. So go something like that. You can go this way. Kind of like I do them this way. So all I got to do is cut the edge off of this. Got an L. Might angle a little bit more. Hit that with the grinder. That'll work though. Okay. Make a V. Kind of same thing, just kind of eyeball it, see where you want. You can always grind it if you don't like where it turned out. Put it backwards on there, back to back. Gotta be that easy. Perfect. All right, need an E. E's are pretty tough. That's an E, we're done. I like to clip just a little bit of the edges off. I think it's just a little too long. Let's take a little bit off. I'll round the edges off with the grinder. That'll be done. And then we need a little middle piece. Mark it, cut it. All right, making a little love in the hot wrench fabrication shop. Need to clean this up a little bit. We'll do some grinding and we'll do some welding. All right, so got all my pieces cut out, got them ground up, cleaned up a little bit, and now we're gonna weld them up. Do a little bit of TIG welding on here. TIG welding is super clean. No splatter, no marks. Watch your eyes. That's a little TIG weld. Not the best TIG welder in the world, but I can make stuff stick together. Alrighty then. TIG welding's awesome. Look how nice that is. Alrighty. L-O-V-E. Making love in the shop. Boom. Okay, see that? That's beautiful. And we just got to weld them together. Done. So make sure and flip everything upside down and backwards. You don't want to get some letters going the wrong way. So use this edge right here on the table. I can line this stuff up kind of the way I want it. Letter's a little wumpy from the putting it in the press. I think I'll try and straighten that out. All right, much better. Got it all flat. All right, line these letters up. I love it. All right, so you can see the little bit of black residue on here. That's just because I got lazy and I didn't grind the mill scale off. This grayish coating on here is a mill scale from the mill, and they make these shoes. And you really want to grind that off first. It just makes for a little bit cleaner weld. Got a little lazy and didn't do it. Not that big of a deal. If it was a structural piece, something that really had to hold, you'd want to grind that off so you make a really super clean weld with no contaminations. But now you can see, just brush it off a little bit and it works fine. So bam, making love, hot wrench fabrication. So next process is doing the powder coat. Slap a little powder coat on there. Show you how that works and it'll be done. All right, so showing you the powder coating. This is my little powder coating stand. Made it out of an old Snap-on cart. There's hundreds of different ways to do this. This is just what I came up with. Had this cart laying around. So this is an Eastwood dual voltage. Go online, look up Eastwood. The prices vary, sometimes they're on sale. But it seems to be working out pretty good for me. It's got 2 voltage settings on there, so in case you're doing some smaller thin stuff or some little bit thicker stuff, you can change the voltage on it. But we got a little ground strap right here. So basically anything, all this metal right here is going to be grounded. And there's another wire that goes through the gun, and it's positively charged. So when the powder goes through, it's like static electricity basically. Positively charges the powder, negatively charges the part, and then the powder just clings to it. So this is the powder. Get all kinds of different colors. This is what we're going to end up doing it with. It's going to be a 2-coat process. It's literally just powder. It's plastic powder. You can see all the different powders I have up there on top. Get several different colors. Just kind of buy them as you go along, and we'll show you how this works out. All right, so put the little container on here. You got to hold the button down. When you do, you can see you got a pretty good little charge there. It's about the hit of a good spark plug, so you don't want to get too close. Pull the trigger, and out comes the powder. So this is going to be a 2-coat process. I'm doing a silver base coat. We're going to bake it 400 degrees for 20 minutes. I'm going to pull it out while it's still hot. I'm going to hit it with the purple, and the purple will cling to it. It's kind of hard to do 2 coats with this machine because the electrical charge doesn't like to go through the powder coat. But if you do it when it's hot, it sticks to it. So this is basically like a metallic silver, and then the purple I'm using is a translucent coat. So it'll show up kind of clear through there. That looks pretty good. You just have to kind of judge on your own if it's covered. I mean, if you have enough coverage, it does take a little bit of practice. But I think that looks pretty good. All right, so this is my powder coating oven. Just your standard everyday kitchen oven I bought used on Craigslist for 50 bucks. As you can see, I got it set up 400 degrees and use the original racks that are in there, a couple of hooks, and it really is a pretty awesome setup. Whatever you can fit in there, you can powder coat. Put the racks on the top, on the bottom. You can take the racks all the way out and just hook them up here on top and let her cook. Close that up. Get out the old iPhone Reno and I keep it on 20 minutes, 20-minute timer. Set it and forget it. So in 20 minutes we'll take it out and put the other coat on there and we'll be done. Okay, timer went off. Get ourselves apart. Try and get some good gloves on for this part. It's a little warm. Boom. Love. Alright, so now we're going to slap some purple on it. I'm going to do this pretty quick. Keep it as warm as you can. Oh, that's beautiful. Making love. Hot wrench fabrication. You can't go on too thick. It will run like paint if you go too thick. So instead, it just kind of takes a little bit of experience. Purple's translucent, so you really don't want to get too much on there anyway, because you can actually cover up the silver. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna cook it. Second time, you don't need to go quite as much. Basically already melted on there. The heat melts all the paint together basically, and then helps it to stick and helps it to cure. So about another 10 minutes and we'll be done. Alrighty, here we go for the final reveal. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Whoa, hot. All right. There it is. Beautiful. Making love, hot wrench fabrication.